What if your entire town fell asleep, not just for a nap, but for hours, for days, and no one knew why? This isn't science fiction. This happened. In the remote village of Kalachi, Kazakhstan, children collapsed in classrooms. Farmers fell asleep mid-step in their fields. Drivers blacked out behind wheel. And when they woke up, some couldn't remember their own names. Others saw terrifying visions, and a few didn't wake up at all. The people called it the sleep. It swept across the town in waves, unstoppable, unexplained, unforgiving, and the most chilling part, even today, we still don't know for sure what caused it. This is the story of a town that couldn't wake up, a forgotten nightmare, a real life sleeping plague, and the question we must ask: what happens when the body betrays you and the world watches in silence? The year was 2013. In a small rural village of just 600 people, life in Kalachi was simple: cold winters, farming routines, close knit families. Then, a woman named Lyubov Belkova collapsed. She was just walking home from the store. Then her knees gave out, and she slipped into a sleep so deep it scared even the doctors. She didn't wake up for 2 days. When she did, she couldn't remember the last 48 hours. Her thoughts were foggy. Her body was weak. Her words slurred. Doctors ran tests. Nothing. No virus, no stroke, no clear cause. So they sent her home. But then, it happened again. To someone else. A man fell asleep in the middle of chopping wood. Then a child. Then two neighbors on the same street. Then an entire family. Soon, it wasn't one person awake. It was clusters. 3, 5, 10 at a time. Kalachi was slipping into something darker than winter. And the villagers began to whisper, "The sleep is here again." By early 2014, the sleep was no longer random. It came in waves, like a tide, a fog that rolled through, leaving half the town unconscious in its wake. Children fell asleep in classrooms, heads slamming to desks mid-sentence. Old women collapsed at church. One boy, only 9 years old, slept for 3 straight days. When he woke up, he screamed at the wall. He said there are monsters in the shadow. Hallucination became common. People reported strange dreams, voices in their head. Some awoke violent. One elderly man tried to strangle a nurse in the hospital, believing she was a demon. The town was terrified, not just by the sleep, but by who they became when they woke up. And no one knew who would be next. You could be laughing with your friend one moment and asleep in the snow the next. Soon, the media arrived. The story of Kalachi hit national headlines. Sleeping Hello in Kazakhstan, one paper called it. People demanded answers, and with attention came suspicion. Was this a government cover up? An experiment gone wrong? Only 600 meters away, across the hill, sat a Soviet era uranium mine. It had been abandoned since the 1990s. Locals had always whispered about it. Radiation? Gas leaks? Theories exploded. Had the old mine released something into the air? Had the government known all along? Residents begged to be evacuated, but officials hesitated. Some even denied it was serious. It's just the stress, they said. Maybe alcohol or poor diet. But how do you explain children collapsing in perfect health? How do you explain dogs falling asleep too? The truth was sleeping further away, and Kalachi teams of doctors, scientists, even space agency specialists came to Kalachi. They ran every test imaginable: blood samples, air quality sensors, soil analysis, brain scans. For months, they worked, and every theory broke down. No radiation spikes, no strange chemicals, no clear bacteria or virus. They tested the water, clean. They searched the homes, nothing unusual. They even brought in psychologists. Wasn't mass hysteria? But how do you fake unconsciousness for 4 days? And why would the same families keep falling asleep over and over again? It didn't add up. Science was silent, and that silence grew heavier with every new victim. By 2015, nearly 1 in 4 residents has experienced the sleep. The whole household had moved away. Children were terrified to go to school. Farmers abandoned their land, and the ones who stayed, they slept with one eye open, literally. Some parents took turns staying awake, watching over their family. Others tapped bells to their windows in case they collapsed while walking outside. There was no trust left, not in the government, not in the doctors, not even in their own bodies. Many began recording video diaries in case they didn't wake up. Imagine that, living in a town where every blink might be your last. Finally, after years of confusion, the Kazakh government made a statement. They blamed the abandoned uranium mines, specifically high concentration of carbon monoxide and hydrocarbons seeping from underground, invisible, odorless, suffocating. They claimed these gases build up in a low pressure zones, especially in winter. The villagers weren't sick, they were being gently poisoned, like falling asleep in a running car. But the people of Kalachi weren't convinced. Why had it taken so long? Why had some people collapsed miles away from the mine? And why were some completely unaffected? Even now, the answer feels incomplete. The villagers still call it the sleep, and for many, it never fully lifted. Even years later, some still experience memory problems, migraines, night terrors. Something changed in Kalachi, and no one can change it back. Kalachi is nearly a ghost town now. Many were relocated. The houses stand empty. The air is still. But the fear remains. A momentum in the center of the village reads, "We remember. We do not forget. We do not sleep." It's more than a phrase. It's a promise that what happened here should never happen again. Kalachi isn't just a mystery, it's a warning that even in the modern world, there are things we cannot explain, things that can drift in the air and wait to strike when we least expect it. The sleep isn't the first time people lost control of their bodies. It echoes back to 1580s, to the street of Starburg, where dozens danced themselves to death. No cause, no cure, no reason. Just people overtaken by something they couldn't see, like Kalachi, like countless other forgotten breaks. What do these events have in common? A fragile line between body and mind, between health and horror. and a world where we still don't understand the depth of our own biology. Kalachi reminds us that even today, surrounded by signs and screens, we're not immune to the ancient fear of the unexplained. If this story haunted you, there are darker ones waiting, from plagues that made people dance to cities lost to madness. We tell the stories that history tried to bury. So if you're not ready to sleep just yet, subscribe to Past and Peace and dive deeper into forgotten nightmares.